History remembers Adolf Hitler as the face of World War II, his silhouette casting a shadow across continents. But Hitler did not wage that war alone. Behind him stood men who turned his dreams into a machine of destruction. They built a system that consumed nations and erased millions of lives. This is the story of the architects, commanders, and believers who helped him build hell. These are the villains who made the catastrophe possible. Heinrich Himmler, a quiet, bespectacled boy, became the architect of the Holocaust. He climbed to power through loyalty and built an empire of death. As head of the SS, he supervised the mobile killing squads and the industrial death factories. He believed genocide was merely a matter of policy. Joseph Goebbels, the propaganda master, understood that words could be sharper than bullets. He turned every instrument of culture into a weapon. He normalized hate and convinced millions that war was destiny. He turned a fringe agitator into a messianic leader. In the final days, Goebbels and his wife took their own lives in the bunker. Propaganda ends easily, but its consequences do not. Hermann Göring, a WWII fighter ace, built the Luftwaffe and promised Hitler the skies. He delivered the Blitzkrieg, smashing defenses from above. But Göring craved luxury, looting rare art and jewels while his nation starved. By the end, he was a grotesque symbol of Nazi decay. At Nuremberg, he cheated the hangman by swallowing a poison capsule. He died knowing his empire had turned to ash. In the East, General Hideki Tojo was the hardened face of Japanese expansion. He believed Japan was destined to rule Asia through divine right. He authorized the bombing of Pearl Harbor and oversaw massacres across China and the Pacific. Tojo's conviction made him more dangerous than any decadence. Benito Mussolini pioneered the blueprint for the modern dictator. He promised a return to Roman greatness, but delivered only humiliation and death. His reign ended with his body hanging upside down in a public square. He was a dictator stripped of myth. Joseph Mengele, the angel of death, performed horrific experiments at Auschwitz. He sought to prove racial ideology through the suffering of children. Mengele vanished after the war, living decades in South America. His victims lived in memory, but the world never saw him face justice. Adolf Eichmann was the manager of genocide, the clerk who scheduled the trains to death. He saw himself only as a loyal worker. Ken claimed he was just following orders. The world saw the bureaucracy of evil. General Yamashita, the Tiger of Malaya, won stunning victories in the Philippines, but those victories were bought with the blood of thousands of civilians. Wang Jinwei, once a hero, became China's most infamous collaborator. He led a puppet government that legitimized the invaders' brutality. By 1945, 70 million people were dead. This was the cost of a world where millions followed the dreams of a few. These villains were not monsters from nightmares. They were educated, ambitious men. That is what makes them truly dangerous. History whispers a warning. Never let them rise, never look away, and never forget. Evil is a network built by many hands.